All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a very special edition of the Joe Schmoes. Colts rookies Latu, and A.D. Mitchell, the first two Colts picks. We will also dive into the other ones just a little bit, but we really want to focus our video today on Latu, the Colts' first-round pick at number 15, and A.D. Mitchell. I believe he was selected, I want to say 39th. I'm not 100% sure on that. I will check that and get that right for sure as we dive into this a little bit. Today's broadcast, we will be joined by the one, the only Uncle Buck. He should be on here very, very shortly. I just got off the phone with Uncle Buck. My phone's been ringing off the hook for people who want to see Uncle Buck. So we will be getting him on here very, very shortly. We're going to wait on him for just a second. But while we wait on him, I also want to thank the 384 followers that we have on this page. It has been really, really cool to do this so far. I'm sure some people would probably think, this isn't really bit, much to, worry about. But, for a Joe Schmo like myself, and I'm sure as Uncle Buck joins us now, I'm sure Uncle Buck would feel the same way about this. The 384 followers that we do have are pretty special to the Joe Schmoes. We appreciate all of you. It gives us a reason to do the content. As we are joined now by the one, the only, the very charismatic, and a beautiful, beautiful hint of gray, I might add, in that beard, Uncle Buck. How you doing today, buddy?
Doing good.
Doing good, great. So Justin, you know the drill here. We're gonna dive into the first two picks, Latu and Mitchell, A.D. Mitchell. Great combine numbers. We will start with Latu, the first round pick of the Colts. The more I watch this guy, the more I get excited, and I'm going to turn it over to Uncle Buck to give most of his thoughts quickly here. Try not to speak too much here, but before I do, 40-yard dash was 4.64, 10-yard split 1.62, which is very good. He had a 32-inch vertical jump, a broad jump of 9.8. His production score was 90, which ranked number one out of defensive ends. His total score was 84, also number one out of defensive ends and edge rushers. And the athleticism score at a 75, which ranked eighth out of defensive ends. Uncle Buck, your thoughts on Latu?
I like the kid's story. I just got done watching his press conference. Seems like a humble guy, well spoken. Just seems eager to get out there and prove himself, which I like to see from that position group. I think everybody knows. He was medically retired from Washington. Mm-hmm. Come back a year later on UCLA squad. I put up some monster numbers.
Yes, he did.
I'm sure Washington's probably kicking themselves in the ass after letting him walk. But first defensive player off the board. I know were we live or were we just sitting there talking about the draft?
We were live, and I remember me and Logan weren't crazy about the pick from the initial things we seen of him. The injury scared me more than anything, but I'll let you go ahead. But the more I watch, the more I'm watching, the more I'm starting to like. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, what was that cat's name from Alabama?
Oh, man, that's escaping me right now, Justin. I know exactly who you're talking about. I mean, I know who he is. I've seen him play. We wanted him, but we'll take this guy.
Yeah.
His numbers are good.
I mean, I think he's already bought into the program, too. Guy went and got mini camps, went and got a horseshoe tattooed on his shoulder. So, hey, he's a Colt.
He is a Colt, definitely so. Also, on a different note here, Uncle Buck, let me give his college stats, too. He was first team All-Pac-12, 222 and 223. He had 12.5 tackles for loss, 10 sacks in 222. 223, he had 13 sacks, 21 tackles for loss, 21.5 tackles for loss. also, I would like to say real fast, I think this guy has phenomenal hands. I watched him pick off a couple of passes in some of the videos I was just watching of this guy. That is going to be coming good handy for blocking passes, disrupting the quarterback. I am very excited to have this guy. Plus, 49 total tackles last year, 2 forced fumbles. Also, he won the Lombardi Award for Nation's top offensive and defensive line, the Ted Hendricks Award for Nation's top defensive end, first team Associated Press All-American, Pac-12 Conference Defensive Player of the Year. This guy is loaded with accolades, Justin.
Yeah, and I think he really made Caleb Williams' life hell last year.
Yeah, I've seen some of those highlights. He sure did.
I think he sacked him three, 4 times, if I'm not mistaken.
I watched 2 of them. It looked like Caleb Williams was very uncomfortable in that pocket. Plus, I believe UCLA smoked them in that game as well.
Yeah. Well, I think USC started off 6-0, and then I think they ended the year off like 1-5 or some shit like that. So.
Well, they probably phoned it in, but that's a topic for a different day, obviously. But you're probably right. But like I said, man, this guy, and obviously we can, and here's where I was concerned about him more than anything, Justin. He 2020 did not play due to neck injury. 2021 did not play. Doctors would not clear him due to his neck injury. So he didn't play for 2 seasons, which that's what spooked me more than anything. And it was a neck injury to boot.
Yeah. I've watched some interviews with him kind of discussing that. And so when he got medically retired, he was not physically seen by like a neurologist per se because of COVID. So
it was 220. It was 220. You're right.
Yeah. So from what I understood from the way he was talking is like things were probably not handled properly. COVID was going on, and yeah. So from the way he sounds, he's 100%. I mean, obviously he had 2 very productive seasons after the medical retire at Washington. So, that's good news. And you got to think he doesn't have 4 years of wear and tear on his body from college. He's only got 2, so maybe a little fresher than most guys coming in.
True, and another thing that, like I said, we've already spoke about the injuries and what we're a little worried about. But one thing that I do like is that the last 2 years he has not been injured. He has played the entire season.
Yeah, and he also went on to say that he was kind of like the coaching staff of Washington kind of wanted him to be a coach. So he said he utilized his time of not playing well as far as mental reps, doing work on his own because he wasn't cleared to do any work at the facilities and stuff like that. But he knew. I mean, no one knows their body better than the yourself. So
absolutely, absolutely.
I guess he knew pretty quickly that he was going to be able to bounce back from it. He just needed that opportunity to showcase his talents on the field. Thank God UCLA gave him that opportunity. And hey, number one defensive pick in the 2023 draft. So
that's right. That is absolutely right.
Or 2024 draft. I'm sorry.
No, we knew what you meant. We understood you. Remember, this is the Joe Schmoes podcast, people. We are the Joe Schmoes. Let's get to our number 2 pick.
I'm excited about this one.
And I'm with you. Oh, by the way, before we get that number 2 pick, his has a boomer bust grade with the NFL. 6.5. It's boomer bust. That's what that means. And 6.5 grade in the NFL. But now, as we get to Anonine Mitchell here, wait on that truck to drive by. Find those AirPods, bud. Anonine Mitchell, though. A.D. Mitchell, excuse me. A.D. Mitchell. He's got a 6.35. Will eventually be plus starter. That is his potential. Round 2, pick 20 for the Colts. And I'm going to go over his combine scores here, and then I'll turn it over to you, Uncle Buck. A production score of 72, which is 17th among wide receivers. His athleticism score, 91, third among wide receivers. Total score, 81, which ranks 7th among wide receivers. This dude's vertical jump, almost 40 inches. His 10-yard split, 1.5 seconds. 11.4 broad jump. And this man's 40-yard dash, 4.34 seconds. That is lightning quick. He outran players such as Julio Jones and A.J. Brown in past combines. Uncle Buck, give me your thoughts on A.D. Mitchell.
Well, like I was talking to you earlier, dude's got confidence, man. He thinks he's better than every wide receiver that went ahead of him, including Marvin Harrison Jr. And at that position group, man, you've got to have that kind of confidence in yourself.
He's got better numbers than Marvin Harrison Jr.
Huh?
He's got better numbers than Marvin Harrison Jr. as far as combine goes.
Oh, well, I tell you, man, I think he may be the steal of the draft. I don't know, man. I'm real excited. I'm watching some of his videos. Dude's got hands. He's got speed. He's got height, athleticism. I mean, he's got the ability to take top off defense. He's got the hands to make all the catches. I don't know kind of what his route tree is looking like. We'll find out that in the next couple weeks of training camp.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll be hearing a lot about him.
Yes, we will.
But one video I'm thinking of, he was, what is that machine where the fastball and the ball's at you?
Ooh,
I don't know what it's called, but basically it's the like the baseball pitcher just with footballs, the automated. But
I
just some of the one-handed catches he was doing. Oh, I was like, ooh, that's
so they give analysis here. His NFL comparison is to one George Pickens, who I wanted to get, and you know this for sure because we picked someone else who I would rather not have on our team. This guy will challenge. He will challenge, and I am calling it right now. He is going to beat out. God, I don't even know his name. The white boy.
Alec Pierce.
Alec Pierce. He's taking him out. I'm not even going to remember his name by the end of the year.
He'll be
A.D. Mitchell will be your number 2 wide receiver. Might even be number 1.
Very well could be.
Might even be number 1.
I tell you what, though, Michael Pittman's just Mr. Reliable. He makes the big catches. He takes the hard hits, comes down with footballs.
That he does.
But as far as a true number 1, that guy who's going to take tops off, man, make the big catches, and not take the big hits, I see that being. I see that being AD. I think we're going to have a really scary group because can't forget about Josh Downs, man. We haven't had a true slot receiver since Stokely.
It's been a while. So, I mean, the way I look at it right now is that you could probably go 4 receivers deep, too. So you could go.
I mean, Alec Pierce, we'll see some Alec Pierce out there. I'd like to see him in his 3rd year make that jump, you know.
Well, this A.D. Mitchell's going to make him work hard. And that is one good thing about getting a guy like this. Like, you're going to basically be like, okay, we just picked up this guy. You either get your shit together or you're out of here. You know, because like you said, it's his 3rd year. But I want to go over some other stats with A.D. Mitchell real fast. 2nd team all Big 12 conference last year. Led team with 11 receiving touchdowns. Played in all 14 games. I believe he had 845 yards receiving. He also played 2 years at Georgia. He was a Georgia Bulldog. Played on both national champion teams. Played in all 15 games in 221. Had 4 touchdowns with about 500 yards receiving, 29 catches. He got injured in 222. But so this guy was a Georgia Bulldog and a Texas Longhorn, 2 very prestigious conferences. College football teams. That is That it gets me excited because not only is he playing well, he's playing well with the big boys of college football. That excites me,
Yeah.
Justin.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
I believe he caught touchdowns in both of those national championship games as well.
He very well could have. I do not have those numbers on me, but he very well could have. It's so hard to remember back to a national championship game, even though it was just only a few short years ago. But Justin, I'm going to pull up the rest of the Colts draft picks here, and we will dive into a couple of the others. I'll have you give me a hot take on some of these guys, and then we will wrap this video up. This has been a good video so far, and also a very special announcement coming from Uncle Buck at the end of this video. We will definitely not leave without that special announcement. So whoever's watching right now, which is nobody, stay tuned. We're going to get that special announcement from Uncle Buck. But I want to dive into this guy a little bit more in just a hot take, Justin. And it's our third round pick, Matt. I can't even say that name. Goncalves or something like that. Goncalves or something. Probably Goncalves is how you say it.
Is he the tackle?
He's the tackle, and he had very good combine numbers. Pro Football Focus grade of 76.2 and 222 and 77 point and 223. He played from Pittsburgh his whole college career, all 4 years at Pittsburgh, 24 starts, 38 games. He played both left tackle and right tackle and was named team captain in 2023. This guy's got some pretty good credentials. He looks tough. He looks really good. I think he's going to be a nice addition to that offensive line for us. Your take on Matt Goncalves?
Well, I watched Chris Ballard's press conference. I think he was saying something. God, what's his name? Our right guard, what's his name? Our right tackle, I'm sorry.
Nelson or
Smith.
Braden Smith? Okay.
Smith still kind of rehabbing from his injury, so that guy will be battling for a starting position with Blake Freeland in training camp for probably start the season off starting. So he's got a good opportunity to get out there and get some meaningful snaps come regular season.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But I don't know enough about the guy. I'm
hold on.
Training camp goes along. We'll get to hear a little bit more about him.
Tell you what,
it's hard to follow guards and tackles unless you're like a Quentin Nelson through their collegiate career. You know what I mean?
Well, let's just. I just want to check him out here real fast, Justin. Let's just see, because he was a high draft pick. So I kind of want to see what he did here as far as the combine numbers go. I'm pretty sure he was probably in it, or maybe he wasn't. I don't know if he was in the combine or not. So he doesn't have any combine numbers to go off of. So I'll go back to the Colts draft picks here, and we'll just give me just 1 second, and we will dive back into the rest of these draft picks here. But I'm fairly excited about the guy just because he looks like a big, broad guy, challenged some of these offensive linemen. We had a pretty good offensive line last year. I think the only thing we didn't do very well was pass block at times. I kind of thought Gardner Minshew was definitely on the run a little bit too much. And, maybe that's the way our offensive line is also constructed. We're constructed to block for the run with guys like Anthony Richardson and obviously Jonathan Taylor. But that's a topic for another day. But I'm gonna whip through the rest of these guys real fast.
Man, I tell you what, is that a topic for another day? Because that's a good topic, man. Anthony Richardson and Jonathan Taylor.
Well, hey,
I tell you what, I've got a hard on waiting to see that, man.
I tell you what, maybe we can talk about that one next week.
I'm excited. I'm excited. I think
we could call that the Chambers take.
I tell you, man, I think we're going to have a potent offense this year, man.
It's
exciting. Just everybody out there in Colts Nation, let's say our prayers that we got a healthy Anthony Richardson for 17 weeks of the regular season.
Yeah.
And then another 5 weeks to come postseason.
That's definitely another topic for another day. But All right, Justin. So once again, Uncle Buck, thanks for joining us here today. But let's roll through the rest of these draft picks. Then of course the Uncle Buck special announcement. Stay tuned, people. This is big time news. We have to hear this announcement. But anyway, we also took a guard, Tanner Bertolini from
Out of Wisconsin.
guard out of Wisconsin. Let's see. He started 28 starts, 35 games in his career, 6'4", 303 pounds. Badgers offensive line, 13 at center, 8 at left guard, 3 at right guard, 3 at right tackle, and 1 at tight end. This guy did a little bit of everything. He's got a pro football focus run block run block grade of 80.3 in 2023. He is 21 years old, out of Wisconsin. Justin, your quick take on Bertolini.
He's got an awesome mullet.
God, yes, he does. Isn't that thing magnificent?
I would say my hot take on these this tackle and this guard that we picked up pretty early in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Offensive line depth's been something that we've been lacking a few years for a few years now.
Good
and
point.
I'm really glad to see him address that because for us to win ball games, it starts up front with the style of football we play. Run. What with Shane Steichen, we run to something, pass to win or something like that. But I think
you're right.
our run game's going to be a big focus, man. That's going to, if we run the ball well, we're going to open up the passing, and I think that all starts up front. And if you've got a group of guys, man, that you could, sub in and out of that lineup, we're going to run the football. Like, for example, it would have been that year, man. We were tough. I think it was Carson Wentz was our quarterback, but we had that two guys that left our Reed and Glowinski.
Oh,
if I'm not mistaken. But those
lineman?
guys those linemen come in when we had some injuries, we didn't miss.
Yes, they did a great job.
Yeah.
No, you're absolutely right. And he on another note, he only allowed 3 sacks and 962 pass blocking snaps during his college football career. Something to think about right there. That's pretty solid. And keep in mind, that's the Big Ten Conference. That's Ohio State, Michigan, the ever dangerous IU Hoosiers. I'm just kidding with that one, but you know what I mean. There's quality teams in the Big Ten.
Hey, am I not mistaken, or did I see the Indiana Hoosier football team ranked in the top 20 in the nation coming in?
No, I don't think so.
I could have swore I seen that.
I mean, that might be the basketball team.
It may have been the basketball team. I thought it was the football team, though.
It is most definitely not the football team. The football team is picked. So this is going to be that's a topic. That's another topic for another day. We'll have to do the IU preview, the Colts preview. Obviously, all these are many topics that will be coming real soon with the Joe Schmoes. A lot of these will be in our weekly show coming up here in August. Very, very excited about that. We are kind of giving you a little taste right now of what it could be. But no, IU right now, I'm going to get back on point here, but right now IU is picked to finish 17th in the Big Ten this year out of 18 teams. The only team that's underneath us is Purdue.
Fuck Purdue.
Yeah, at least we're ahead of them, right? Now, you never know. You never know with these things, but I'm just saying it doesn't look good for our Hoosiers this year. All right, Justin, quick take on Oregon State, Anthony Gould.
Intriguing is what comes to mind. I kind of want to think of. I'd like to see him be kind of like a Devin Hester type. I mean, he's going to be a gadget guy.
Yeah.
He's grease lightning fast. Plays wide receiver position. I think he might be able to carve out a special team spot. Maybe kick, punt, return, and then could be a gadget guy.
Okay, so quick rundown of him. obviously, for anyone who's living under a rock. He is 5'8", 174 pounds. He's a short guy to start with. Justin, you were right about his combine numbers. Grease lightning, just like A.D. Mitchell, a 4.39 40-yard dash, which is just incredible. Really, really good. He was a 142nd pick overall in the 5th round. Over 5 seasons at Oregon State, he had 20 starts, 43 games. He had 84 receptions for 1,360 yards, 6 touchdowns. He also added 2 punt return touchdowns in 222, which brings up your point. You're talking about him being a return specialist kind of guy. Also, he returned 22 points for 369 yards, was named first team All-American as a punt returner in 2022. So he's got a chance to make this team, Uncle Buck.
Yeah. Just as fast as he is, and I think I forget. I was watching a presser with one of the coaches, and they were talking about being able to utilize him because they got some new kick return rules that they're putting in this year, and they're thinking that they may be able to utilize him pretty well in that.
Yep. And then that brings us to our next guy, Jalen Carlies. I'm sure I'm butchering that bad boy. That is our next draft pick. No, 151 overall, 6'3", a linebacker, about 20 pounds. He appeared in 48 games for Missouri from 2020 to 2023, 40 starts. He had 221 tackles, 11.5 tackles for loss, 9 interceptions, 8 pass breakups, 3 forced fumbles, and 3 sacks. So he also played in 465 special team snaps in his college career. So this guy looks like a special teams guy for the Colts.
He's listed a linebacker?
Yes, he's listed at linebacker.
Is he that guy who they think can play safety as well?
If it is, I'm not seeing it in here. How about that? But it's a linebacker, so I'm going to say no for safety. But, I mean, the guy listed as linebacker. He'd be pretty big for a safety. 6'3", 220. That's pretty big for a safety. And then we'll keep going here, Justin, and kind of wrap this video up here. Once again, everyone, don't forget Uncle Buck. Very special announcement at the end of this video. Please be watching. Very, very big news from the one, the only, phone rings off the hook for him daily, Uncle Buck. Here we go. Jalen Simpson is our next guy at cornerback. Let me run him down real fast, Justin, and you can give me your hot take. 164 in the draft, 5'11", about 180 pounds, 47 games, 23 starts from Auburn. He totaled 116 tackles, 7 interceptions. He had 14 pass breakups, 4 tackles for loss, picked off a team-high 4 passes in 2023, including a pick 6, and was second-team All-SEC player.
We need corners. That's my hot take. I'm sure he's there for competition.
Well, he's got to be there for competition, Justin, because I got his combine numbers right here, too. 4.4 40-yard dash and had a 39, almost 40-inch vertical jump. So I would say that's probably why they picked him up, try to cover some of those receivers. He's fast. He's quick. He can jump. He must be a very, very exceptional athlete. That is my hot take of this guy, just by looking at the numbers. The eye test and the numbers. But this brings us to our next one, which is a 6th-round pick. This one we'll make short and sweet. We won't play around with this guy too much. His name's Micah Abram. Colts selected him, 201 overall, 5'10", 185 pounds, 46 starts, 62 games for Marshall. He played 5 years. He finished college career with 12 interceptions, 150 tackles, 43 pass breakups, 1 forced fumble, 2.5 tackles for loss with the Thundering Herd. He was also first-team All-Sun Belt Conference in both 222 and 223. He held the opposing quarterbacks to a 75.4 rating when targeting him in coverage. So that means he does a pretty good job blocking. He also ran a 4.3 40-yard dash on his pro day. And his father, Donnie, played 9 seasons with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Hot take, Uncle Buck. Cornerback.
Could turn into one of those Bob Sanders Antoine Bethea type guys with some of those numbers. I mean,
that'd be great.
hey, we've hit gold in them rounds before.
We sure have.
I
You're
do
not
like.
wrong.
I like. What is it? 14 interceptions.
Yeah.
Over his career.
150
tackles.
Okay,
I mean,
then we'll call.
He's not playing against the cream of the crop, but sounds like he had a pretty productive collegiate career.
You know what's crazy about some of those guys, though? It seems like Randy Moss played for Marshall. I mean, I can even say Carson Wentz, even though he ain't a quarterback anymore. I mean, he came in guns blazing. The dude played at what? South Dakota State or North Dakota State or something shit like that. He didn't play for no good conference. Played for a fucking shit conference. So, I mean, excuse me, shit school. So, I mean, who knows, man? Josh Allen played for goddamn Wyoming, for crying out loud. I mean, all the schools he could have went to. He went to goddamn Wyoming. No one wanted his ass. So, hey, you never know about some of these guys. Some of these guys, you're right, some of these guys are gold out of nowhere. It's why you pick them. It's why you do this draft. But with the last, we'll get one more, and then obviously very special announcement from one Uncle Buck. The 7th round, 234th selection, a defensive tackle. Looks like his name is Jonah Lalu from Oklahoma. He earned first-team academic Big 12 honors in 223, which doesn't necessarily pertain to football. But he also ran a 4.9 40-yard dash, 36-inch vertical leap at Oklahoma's Pro Day earlier this year. I would say this guy is a project, more or less, Uncle Buck. What do you think of this guy?
Don't know.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Did have 10.5 sacks in 2 seasons with Oklahoma, 95 total pressures per Pro Football Focus. But ladies and gentlemen, that is our rookies take of this video today for the Colts rookies. Very excited about the rookie class coming in, particularly the first 2 picks, our defensive end and A.D. Mitchell, Latu and Mitchell. Very excited. But now I am going to turn it over to the one, the only, Uncle Buck. He has a very special announcement. Listen to this man.
It's not that special. I've got a pregnant French bulldog, and I will have puppies for sale at the 1st of October. If anyone's in the market for a French bulldog, good DNA, good structure, possibly be some fluffies in there, hit me up.
All right. Hit you up. Okay, there you heard it from the one, the only, the very charismatic Uncle Buck.
Super charismatic.
With that beautiful hint of gray hair. And now vaping, by the way, no longer smoking. You still not smoking, by the way? No, still no smoking? Just vaping?
No, a little bit of both.
A little bit of both? All right. Well, you keep fighting the good fight there, young man. All right, boys, you have listened to a Joe Schmoes podcast. We are the Joe Schmoes. We'd like to thank everyone who joined us. I also want to always extend my thank you to the followers that we have. The live shows that we're getting ready to do, I think, are going to be hot and good. They're going to be juicy. We're going to be talking Fever. We're going to be talking Colts. We're going to be talking Hoosiers. There is a lot to talk about right now. With the Fever,
why haven't we cut a video about the Fever yet?
Well, maybe that can be next week's video. You never know.
We've already got next week's video.
Well, we can add it in. We can include. But we gotta keep these the one a week, obviously. And also, when I say weekly video, one thing I do want to make very clear: you will still see me and Uncle Buck on game days for the Colts, before and after. We are still going live before the game days. We are hitting pregame. We are hitting postgame. We're still going to do that. That's not going away just because we're looking to do a weekly show. We're just looking to dabble in this a little bit more. We've picked up some more followers. We like what we're doing right now. We're all getting a little bit better at this whole Joe Schmo podcast thing. We're going to probably try and branch out here in a couple of years, start hitting the YouTube scene up a little bit, actually start putting some production value in with our stuff.
Tell them to give us that big like and subscribe.
That's right. Give us a like and subscribe. We appreciate all the followers. Also, people, tell your friends about us, man. We appreciate all the followers. We have been pretty silent for the last few months. Nothing's really happened this summer. I think the most exciting thing was a hot dog eating contest. Outside of that, I don't think there was much going on. But now we got the Fever making a playoff push. Caitlin Clark's having an amazing rookie year. Angel Reese is also having an amazing rookie year. So, and that's the perfect Batman and Robin, little villain and hero. Great story going on there. And they both are in a playoff push. They could both make the playoffs this year.
It's like Larry Bird and Magic Johnson when they saved the NBA.
That could very well happen. So, without I don't want to get into it too much. We got to wrap this video up, but they have literally doubled and tripled the production numbers of the WNBA so much that the owner of the WNBA, the commissioner, is looking to expand the league because of the great numbers they are getting right now. And I don't want to just include Caitlin Clark in that. I really don't. I want to include Angel Reese as well. Angel Reese, that is a very charismatic player in her own right. She also at one point this season, Uncle Buck, had 15 straight double-doubles. 15 straight. That is very hard to do.
Where's
it does
Caitlin
not matter
at?
where you're playing.
She's on a double terror right now. But I got a fun fact for you I seen the other day.
I'll pull up Caitlin Clark numbers here for you.
So Caitlin Clark has sold more jerseys than the entire Dallas Cowboys team combined so far in 2024, and that's a fact.
I believe that. I believe that 100%, actually. All right, let's check out Caitlin Clark's stats here this year. So these are great stats. She is averaging 17.1 points a game, 5.8 rebounds, 8.2 assists, and 1.5 steals a game. The Indiana Fever are 11-5 this year. They are right now, if the season ended today, they would be in the playoffs. They also just beat Team USA because you didn't get picked for Team USA. Dumbest fucking move ever, WNBA. Very stupid. Who cares if she ain't good enough? Put her ass on that Olympic team. What the hell is wrong with you guys? Got any more hot takes on Miss Caitlin Clark there, Justin?
It's just pretty cool to see, man, that she's, part of the Fever and Indiana squad. First rookie to do a triple-double in league history.
I think she's got a couple of them. I think she's got more than one.
First in league history as a rookie.
Yeah.
I believe she's only got one.
Okay. No, you're probably right. I'm gonna look at let me look at the full standings here real fast. So you gotta I'm gonna take a look at the crap, I ain't gonna be able to do it. Hold on. I got an idea. Let's look at let's just look at the entire league real fast. I just want to see where they stand. Entire league. Okay, here we go. Okay, so the top 8 teams make the playoffs. Are at number 7 right now. Chicago Sky are at number 8. They're obviously not the best teams in the WNBA. They need to add more pieces. Getting Chicago Sky got Angel Reese. The Fever obviously have Caitlin Clark. Both teams need more. They got to keep adding to their repertoire. But I'm with you, Uncle Buck. I think these two are saving the WNBA right now, just like Magic and Bird did. The only different spot is that they're not quite as good as the Magic and Celtics were.
Will you go tell Kim?
All right. Well, hey, it's all good, Uncle Buck, because we need to be getting off here anyway. We've been on for about 40 minutes. You have listened to a very special podcast with the Joe Schmoes, talking Colts rookies. Me and Uncle Buck are getting super excited for Colts football this year.
Hey, real quick. What's your preseason prediction for the Colts this year? Win-loss.
Just for the preseason?
Yeah. I want to do regular season. Just because I'm going to be outlandish with it.
That video's coming. Trust me. That will be in one of our videos.
I want to give a sneak peek of Uncle Buck's.
Okay, well,
prediction.
Off the top of my head, I think our ceiling is 11. I think realistically, we're probably looking at around 6 to 7 again. I still feel that we're just not quite there yet. Could be wrong, And once again, I think we'll be very, very, just like we talked about last year, which we were even after he went down because we just have so many good players on our team, is should be very, very competitive with a lot of teams. And we're going to be very, very exciting to watch. Even the games the Colts lost, even when Richardson played the full games, like that L.A. Rams game. Dude, was that not fun to watch? That was some of the passes he threw. He makes a pass to Josh Downs, threads it between like 3 wide receivers. Me and RJ are like, how the hell did he make that pass? We're like, how did he do that? We're down 23-0, and we're still jumping up and down with excitement because we know this guy is it. You know what I mean? Like, we just know. And then he throws another pass, and I'll let you speak on this too. He throws another pass where the guy's draped all over him, still somehow chucks it 50 yards down the field to Alec Pierce. How did he get it that far?
As some Andrew Luck looking shit right there. But my take,
Andrew Luck.
13-4, Super Bowl fucking champions. You heard it here first, people. You heard it here first. If that prediction comes true and we don't have 25,000 subscribers after this, I don't know what's wrong with the world.
Oh, Lord. Hey, I hope you're right. And I hope we do get 25,000 subscribers because we'll be a lot more popular than what we are right now.
Well, my prediction comes true. They're going to be like, hey, that guy right there, he's got something.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are the Joe Schmoes. Joe Schmoes. I apologize. I lost my train of thought here. We are the Joe Schmoes. Once again, thank you for all the followers that we get. Also, people continue liking and following. Subscribe to those Joe Schmoes. We got one little schmo right here. I know she's a subscriber. We love all our subscribers. We appreciate every single last one of you. Keep it up. Tell your friends. Let people know the Joe Schmoes are here, and we're going to be here for a long, long time. We are planning on doing this thing until we are like old and gray. Some of us are already gray, but we're going to be old and gray. And we're going to be on our deathbeds, and we're going to be cutting podcasts about the Colts, the Hoosiers, the Fever, the Pacers, and then the other goddamn Indiana team that there might be, because we are Indiana Sports with the Joe Schmoes. Sign us off there, Uncle Buck.
That's my sign off.
That's it. That's the sign off. Okay. Go Uncle Buck. Go Colts. We are the
Joe Schmoes.
Schmoes.